Hello students, let's study e-commerce. Today we will cover unit 3rd. We will study online sector, travel, banking, real estate trading and its impact. Let's see what is electronic retailing and e-tailing. Electronic retailing is selling over internet and connecting through websites. E-tailing, online traders, online banking and money transaction happens. So, how do we define e-tailing and electronic retailing? Retailing is simply selling through websites, that is internet connections, and e-tailing is the banking and other service industry coming over internet to connect with customers. What sells on internet? Everything sells on internet. Let's see. Travel and entertainment, health insurance, supplies and raw materials, real estate and stock options, shopping, services, e-content and education, recruitment and consultancy. So, internet is one option where everything related to life happens. Business and life have merged together and started giving services and options of connections and satisfaction to both the buyers and the sellers in the market. Let's see what is successful e-retailing. It is brand recognition, high digitalization, which impacts the pricing of the products. Prices are low, standard specifications build reliability, where reliable vendors and social connections happen to generally market a product over website. So, when we study about the successful e-retailing, it gives a lot of value to the product in terms of brand recognition, because there are virtual buyers in the virtual world where a kind of a remembrance happen when the buyers are surfing on internet. This is the connection between the manufacturer and the seller, and here the specification, the prices generally are given so as to satisfy the needs of the customers. E-tailing business models. This is the classification by distribution channel, that is the mail order retailers that go online, direct marketing from manufacturers, pure play e-tailers, click and mortar retailers and internet or online malls. When we study the e-retailing business models, we have various options. This is the kind of the click and the mortar retailers who generally have a kind of a physical location and they market their face value through the websites. We have pure internet companies which are virtually on the websites, but they do not have any physical location. They carry the goods in a warehouse which is not known to the kind of the buyers, and the goods are supplied through the address and the information given on internet. Let's see what is direct marketing and virtual e-trailers. First is direct marketing is broadly marketing that takes place without intermediaries between manufacturers and buyers in the context of this book marketing done online between seller and buyer. Virtual e-tailers, firms that sell directly to consumers over the internet without maintaining a physical sales channel. Now, direct marketing is without distribution channel, that is you do not have commission agents or you do not have other people as wholesalers and dealers in between. The channel is shortened where the communication happens between the manufacturer and the consumer. The most important option is the book selling, that is directly from the publisher the books comes to you through the internet. And what is virtual e-tailers, that is they have a kind of a internet option and the sales crystallize through internet and the email options. Let's study online tourism services, online marketing and bookings, alliances and consortia, wireless and special services. Now, when we talk about online tourism services, the most important part of the services is the booking of the tickets. When the online options are there, the connectivity of the demand of the buyer and the seller both come on internet, and the option to choose the price and the date becomes easy because you have open competitive profile on the website which gives you easy options to choose any airline and any agent and any route. The alliances are that the hotels and the airlines and other have come into collaboration to give a kind of a fair and a cheap package to the customers with benefits. Here the discounts generally are given because the sales increase and both the segments benefit. Wireless and special services is now the connections and the kind of the total communication is through the CRS systems, that is the computerized reservation systems, which works and the software all over the world and the country connects all the buyers and the sellers to generally cancel and book the tickets. Now let us study the benefits of online travel services. What are to travelers and to travel service providers? First is to travelers. It is free information accessible at any time from any place. It is substantial discounts are available. What is to travel service providers? It is to airlines, hotels, cruise lines sell otherwise empty spaces. It is directly selling saves providers commission and its processing. Now what is the benefit to the traveler? A tourist has a huge option to see the variety of the places, to see the kind of the competitors profile and have a kind of a option to choose at his click of mouse. So to traveler it is you fit your money and your budget to the kind of the option available into the market. For service provider it is easy processing and easy connection to the customers. The airlines and the hotels generally go to the customers. Here the kind of the commissions are higher and the profits become higher because most of the administrative cost reduces when we go through online services. Otherwise, if online services and connections were not there, most of the airlines, the spaces would have been empty and it would have added a cost for the company. Limitations of online travel services. Many people do not use internet. The amount of time and the difficulty of using virtual travel agencies may be complex for inexperienced internet surfers. Complex trips or those that require stopovers may not be available online because they require specialized knowledge and arrangements. Now see, what is popular on internet is sold by people generally which is available and which has a definite kind of a demand in the market. So online option is generally for service providers who have popular routes and itineraries available, but the offbeat itineraries which are not known are not sold because they are not so commercialized and they are not so profitable. So if you want something adventurous, generally a specialized tourist agent can take you there. And generally most of the people who are not very educated, that is the rural segment or the senior citizens who are not so computer savvy, generally need travel agents to convince and to guide them and generally book their tickets. Now let us study the online travel service. Here we have the corporate travel and the impact of electronic channel on the travel industry. First, let us study corporate travel. To reduce the corporate level cost, companies can make arrangements that enable employees to plan and book their own trips. Impact of electronic channel on the travel industry involves the internet may be contributing to a sharp reduction in the number of travel agents. It has also driven the rise of intermediaries. Third-party online sellers and portals provide price comparisons and a range of other value-adding services for the consumers. Now, what is corporate travel is most of the business companies are involved in travel because the business clients generally need to go out for negotiations and another uses of the businesses. So, they have to travel outside and generally a kind of alliances with most of the travel companies is done so that a kind of a booking is done in an easy way by their executives. The electronic channel, that is the internet and the websites, have reduced the necessity of a physical agent residing in the market, and generally people can communicate to the electronic agents who are there in the market and book their tickets. It is other online agents in form of price comparisons and in form of value added services are also available for the customers, where the benefits of travel and bookings has increased in the market. Let us study the real estate, insurance and stock trading online option. Real estate, e-commerce and the internet are slowly but surely having an ever increasing impact on the real estate industry. Real estate applications is advice for consumers on buying and selling, commercial real estate listings, links to house listings in all major cities, maps, information on current mortgage rates. So, how is real estate impacted by internet? First is the information availability on the websites. It is the internet slowly has increased the connectivity of the buyer who is generally searching for a kind of a real requirement. It is very difficult to find a house because it is a costly option and the availability is not easy in the market, and the price variation is very high in terms of the commercial, the colonial and the industrial property which is available. The online internet websites has made this comparison and availability of the listings in an easy way. The customers can connect, choose the options and decide their needs accordingly. Here the kind of the information sharing, the comparisons, the availability of the maps and the other services generally increases the comfort and the convenience of both the buyers and the sellers, and the connections now have become easier in the market. What is real estate mortgages? It is many sites offer loan calculators. Mortgage brokers can pass loan applications over the internet. They can receive bids from lenders that want to issue mortgages. First is name your own price model, aggregation of loan seekers, package placed for a bid on the internet. Now, since real estate is a big business, it is a huge investment where a commercial property is generally bought. So, a kind of a option for banking also to connect with the real estate is happening. Most of the banks are giving their own loan calculators and bidding is also there. That is, you try to pay your price or put your price on the internet, and then the real bidding from the banks will come to you in form of the commissions and the rate of interest. Then let us study insurance online. Insurance online is insurance policies such as auto, home, life or health are offered at a substantial rate. This is third party aggregators offer free comparisons of available policies. It is risk and insurance, that is insurance and risk management companies offer comprehensive insurance. So, insurance online is also important because we are involved with the banking sector. Automatically, this is the need of the service industry, which generally connects the policy holders to the companies and tries to reach the remote customers who are generally not aware of many options. The availability and the comparison has become easy over internet. Online stock trading option. It is the investment information, related financial markets, the risk of having online stock options. Now, online stock option is the online equity market, which generally a trading is always there in all countries. It is all the Bombay Stock Exchange or the National Stock Exchange or the London Stock Exchange. Globally, all these stock exchanges are listed on the internet and the websites. People can go see and try to invest their money and get the returns. Maybe directly invest through your own dealers or agents, or go through the banca insurance and the other banks and the mutual funds policies to get connected with the high rising stocks in the market. Let us see how the internet connects the stock exchange. The internet, basically a kind of a router application is there, where a browser does the analysis, the news is built up, the network switch is there, the content key is there, again the router connects to the stock exchange. The total transaction of information and price is done through the stock exchange connections with the routers and the browsers, where the content and the news both are uploaded so as to give a fair kind of information to the reader. Banking and personal finance online. Electronic online banking, that is e-banking. It is various banking activities conducted from home or the road using internet connection, also known as cyber banking, virtual banking, online banking and home banking. The revolution has started with the service industry, where banks have reached to the matured operation level. The customer can do connections or banking through their phones or through their home, or even while they are traveling. The connections in terms of the options availability in terms of transactions, online payments has made the system very easy, where all the corners of the world are connected irrespective of the barriers and the borders. Here we have the various functions of the banking industry. One is the informational, administrative, portal, transaction and other functions. Information is the kind of the basic loan facilities, the availability of the FDs, the policies, the rate of interest and the kind of the calculators, how you pay EMI. The total process is generally given on the websites. So, we do not need to meet the employees and generally understand what is available from the banks. The services are listed and each option in a detail is explained. Administrative is most of the links and the options and the information systems, that is the MIS, management information systems are there, where one department can connect to the other department. Portals are there where the content and the information and the connectivity is there. Transaction is there, that is easy exchange of money facilities is done between banks, between Reserve Bank and other banks, between branches and with customers. All the options are possible with this option. Let's study the international and multiple currency banking. Some international retail purchasing can be done by providing a credit card number, and other transactions may require international banking support. Now, when we are trying to do payments online, if you want to pay a fees for your child in some university which is abroad, then obviously the bank will support this international transaction through the password supported online transaction. Online financial transaction implementation issues. First is securing financial transaction, access to bank intranets by outsiders, imaging systems, pricing online versus offline services and the risk. The system is totally foolproof, but still we have some kinds of risk associated with the international and the other transactions, because here the security options of getting a secured transaction is literally difficult and it has to be managed by many systems. That is, the total control from many banking options needs to be there, and a kind of a intranet connectivity has to be there, so as to give a full satisfaction to the customer. Personal finance online, online billing and bill paying, automatic transfer of mortgage payments, automatic transfer of funds to pay monthly utility bills, paying bills from online banking accounts. Now, billing is an important aspect of human life, like you have to pay the electricity bill and the water bills or other bills of internet and other facilities which we use in our life, like it is insurance premium or loan EMIs, all can be done electronically by online transactions or transfer of money from one bank account to the another. Merchant to customer direct billing is also done using an intermediary for bill consolidation. It is person to person direct payments and pay bills at bank kiosks and taxes. So, we have machines also available which generally accept the transactions, and generally we have ATM machines from where we can take out the money also, and we can also pay our taxes online and get the advantage of the security which the internet is giving to your life. On demand delivery systems and e-grocers. Who's a e-grocer? An e-grocer that takes orders online and provides delivery on a daily or other regular schedule or within a very short period of time. On demand delivery services is, it expresses delivery made fairly quickly after an online order is received. So, who's a e-grocer is, you take online order and provide groceries. Online delivery is whatever you demand can generally come to you through a kind of a courier service. Digital products, entertainment and media. The online entertainment industry is through web browsing and internet gaming, fantasy sports games, single and multiplayer games, adult entertainment and card games, social networking sites, participatory websites, reading and live events. So, when we talk about the digital products entering your life in form of entertainment, vary from music downloads to vast array of games and other options of chatting and discussions. So, entertainment has changed the way people have connected to the kind of the leisure time and the way they have transformed their hobbies from outdoor sports to electronic games and zones. So, this is a kind of a huge revolution impacting human lives in a modern way. Online entertainment and media basically relates to entertainment related services of event ticketing, restaurants, information retrieval, retrieval of audio and video entertainment. Now, entertainment media is not only playing games and looking into films and generally downloading music, but it has also connected the events and the restaurants and the hotels where generally you can book your tickets. In fact, most of the websites generally are giving you the inside scenes of the hotels also, like how a party will look or what kind of dresses you have to wear and what could be the seat you want to book for a kind of a show which is happening. So, these kinds of options in terms of bookings has made the connections with the customers in an easy way. Let's study the development and delivery of digital products. It is CD customization sites, the disintermediation of traditional print media. The digital delivery may replace or enhance traditional delivery methods for various types of digital contents. So, what has happened to the entertainment industry, that is the manufacturers are directly reaching to the customers. Most of the intermediation has finished, especially with the print media, that is you can download books and read, and with the music industry. Let's study the online purchase decision aids. This is the business rating sites, the trust verification sites and other shopping tools such as Amazon.com's A9 search engine and Answers.com. So, these are the basic transformations in the internet business, where we have the verification done from the trusted sites, and then we can go for the buying and the selling, because here the kind of the fraud which is happening needs to be minimized and the customers get convenient and easy delivery of products and services. Cyber mediation. Cyber mediation is the electronic intermediation. It is the use of software, that is the intelligent agents, to facilitate intermediation. Now, how do we reach a website which is popular and which has got high traffic? So, we have softwares which support us and try to help us to navigate and search the products. Hypermediation. It is extensive use of both human and electronic intermediation to provide assistance in all phases of an e-commerce venture. Hypermediation is generally when we study or try to get involved in costly ventures like real estate. It cannot be totally through cyber mediation. You need both agents and websites to convince the customer that what is the product availability, what is the price and the listing. Hypermediation involves both cyber mediation and physical agents. The physical agents generally convince and negotiate with the customers, and the softwares generally support the customers to get the information and the listing of the property, which is generally costly in the market. Let's study the summary of this lecture. In this lecture, we have studied the online banking, tourism, entertainment and real estate and stock options going online. Online traveling and entertainment has become a way of human life. People get involved for bookings, people get involved for downloading music, also. Now, when we talk about banking, it has impacted life and transaction. Shopping cannot be possible if we never had credit cards. Credit cards help us to generally buy and purchase goods in an easy way. The entertainment, the stock, travel, banking, finance, all online has made life easy. The revolution is large, connecting people on social networking sites where they are exchanging not only money and information, it is emotional consent in form of trust, and faith is also transformed through websites which is crossing the borders and converting the world in a kind of a village where each and every person is connected to the other in terms of friendship and happiness. I hope the students must have understood what is the impact of online trading and entertainment on human life. Thank you.